Well, I hope you are ready for your exam today. I'm going to go over the earthquake and volcano test review. Make sure that there's no misunderstandings on what exactly I'm looking for each question. So let's start. What are the three types of volcanoes? Now you got shield. We've talked a lot about shield. Remember, they flat, look like a warrior's shield. We got the cinder cone. And they blow up normally just one time, one big explosion. And then you got the composite. Now, if you remember back to your objective sheet, you have the composite, cinder cone, and shield volcanoes here. There's a couple other ones. You got the fissure volcano, which has two plates going apart, the dome volcano, and the caldera. So make sure you know at least those three. The most violent type of volcanic activity occurs in what type of volcano? That'd be a composite. Volcanic activity occurs at what three locations? Well, you have the hot spot with the shield. You have convergent plate boundaries. And divergent plate boundaries. Next one, what do we call an underwater volcano? That's a seamount. Violent eruptions are determined by what three things? Silica. Or what? The composition. Trapped gases. And temperature. A magma viscosity is directly related to its silica. Give an example of a liquid with high viscosity. Syrup would be a great example, or honey. And what would something with low viscosity? That'd be like water. Which type of volcano is known for fluid lava flows? Very fluid, that'd be shield volcanoes. What type of volcano is known for lava flows and explosive eruptions? Those would be your composite volcanoes. What type of volcano is known for only short-lived explosive eruptions? That's your cinder cone. Remember, they just have that one explosion and normally they're done after that. They look like tiny little hills. Volcanoes with fluid lava flows have what type of sides? Gentle. Or you could also say gradual. Gradual. Could go here too. Volcanoes with thick lava flows or violent eruptions have blank sides, steep, very steep sides, like your composite volcanoes. What is the opening of a volcano called? It's called a vent. It's also called a caldera too, but the one we're going to use is a vent. What features form volcanoes in the middle of plates due to rising plume of hot mantle? That's called a hot spot. And a good example is the shield volcano. Describe the ring of fire. It is a series of volcanoes around the Pacific plate. How does viscosity affect a volcanic eruption? Higher the viscosity, high viscosity, the more violent the eruption. How does magma gas content affect volcanic eruptions? Now, how does magma gas, higher gas concentration, higher gas, more violent the eruption. How do hotspots create volcanoes? Well, hotspots create volcanoes by melting the overriding plate and causes magma to rise from the mantle this cools and is fed by the molten vent. So, melting of the overriding plate that causes magma to rise from the mantle. This cools and is fed by the molten vent. How do hotspots move? Or do hotspots move? No, they don't. If not, what is moving? The plate. What type of volcano is the largest overall size? Now, those are called calderas. And the whole state, pretty much, of Wyoming by Yellowstone is a giant caldera. Which volcanoes are the tallest and steepest? Now, you know this, it's composite. What are the most active volcanoes in the world? Those are shield. And what is that? It's called Kilauea. Kilauea in Hawaii is the most active volcano. What created Hawaiian Islands a hot spot? 24. Give the name of the examples of composite or stratovolcanoes not in California. Well, Mount St. Helens, of course. That's in Washington. A cinder cone volcano. They're normally called butts. So there's one in California called the Twin Butts, and caldera would be like Yellowstone. And dormant volcanoes in California like Shasta, Lassen, Mammoth. All those are dormant volcanoes. What do we call an area where the earthquake originates? That's called the focus. What do we call an area of the Earth's surface above the earthquake? That's called the epicenter. So remember, if we have our little fault line here, earthquake originates right here. That'd be the focus. On top of the surface of the Earth would be the epicenter. What two plate boundaries create most earthquakes? Now, that'd be transform and convergent. What do we call a fracture in the Earth's crust where rocks move? That'd be a fault. Where do body waves, non-surface waves, travel from an earthquake? So body waves, non-surface waves, move through the Earth. And those would be P and S waves. What do surface waves travel from? Where do surface waves travel from an earthquake? From the epicenter out on the surface. What are the two types of body waves? You got P and S. Which body wave is the fastest? That'd be P wave or primary wave. Which body wave moves by squeezing and stretching? So squeezing and stretching would be your P waves. Which, or primary waves, which body wave moves rocks up and down perpendicular? So which one's going to move it up and down? That'd be your S wave. or shear wave. With what type of motion do surface waves move? Surface waves, you have the L wave or a love wave, move side to side. And Rayleigh wave, all four directions. Which body wave can travel through solids, liquids, and gases? Which body wave? That'd be a P wave. What body wave can only travel through solids? That'd be an S wave. Why do S waves stop when they hit the outer core of the Earth? Because the outer core is what? Liquid. Is liquid. What are the two types of surface waves? You got L or love and R, Rayleigh. What type of wave are the most destructive? Those would be the R, Rayleigh waves. Or you could just say surface waves. How many seismographs are needed to locate the epicenter of an earthquake? Now, you need 3. You need 3 to locate the epicenter of an earthquake. If you only had 2 seismographs, you can narrow the epicenter down to 2 locations. Remember, you have a circle here and a circle here. You'd think that maybe the earthquake originated here or here. But if you draw another circle, then you'd be able to triangulate the exact location if you have 3. The size of the largest seismic wave, not the energy of an earthquake, is measured by the what scale? Now, size of the largest seismic wave, that is going to be your Richter scale. The size of the, next question, the magnitude, energy of earthquake is measured by the what scale? Moment. Magnitude. Scale. Earthquake scales are reported in the news in the Richter. What earthquake scale is used by scientists? That's the moment and magnitude. What 3 factors determine the amount of damage created by an earthquake? Well, population or stuff, or population density, we'll go density, the size of the earthquake, and how close they are, the distance from the epicenter. Or distance from the focus, I should say. Most earthquakes occur along fault lines. Your home will suffer more damage due to earthquakes if your home is built on soft rock. The focus of the earthquake is deep within the earth or shallow. Shallow. Your home was built with building codes or without building codes. Well, I hope it was built with building codes. So, oh, sorry, I messed that up. Which one will restore more damage? So without building codes. If you build it without building codes, it's going to fall down. Your home is near the epicenter or away from it. If it's closer to the epicenter, the more damage it will have. So soft rock, shallow focus, without building codes, and the epicenter. Now, using the Mercalli scale. Mercalli was all based on damage. So 3.5 is felt by some. Little damage. And swayed trees. Number 5.5, poor buildings collapse. Or poor buildings have damage. $7.5, many structures are destroyed. And ground is badly cracked. And more than 9, all structures fall. Well, I hope that helped you get prepared for your test. If you have any questions, ask me before the exam, and hopefully you'll do very, very well on this. Remember, all about earthquakes, all about volcanoes. A couple things I want to remind you about. If a rock is formed from magma, that rock is called igneous. It's an igneous rock. If it's formed outside the earth, so outside on the surface of the earth, it's called extrusive igneous rock. If it's formed inside the earth, it's called intrusive igneous rock. We didn't cover that a ton. We're going to cover it in the next unit on rocks, but there is a question on the exam on that. So inside the earth is intrusive, think inside the earth. Extrusive, think exited out to the surface of the earth, is extrusive igneous rock. Remember, igneous means made from molten rock, and then there's 2 other types of rocks, sedimentary and metamorphic. We haven't talked much about those. Any questions, please ask, and good luck on your test.